YouTube. My head is cut off. My body is too tall. So let's adjust this camera just for a moment. Ooh, now we can see the ceiling. Now let me back up. There we go. Now we got it good. We're going to talk about Usyk. We're not going to talk about why I haven't been dropping videos, but I will mention it. The reason why I haven't been putting them out is I felt that with so many boxers passing, I should give a brief moment of no videos out of respect. And now I'm back to make videos. First, I'm going to talk about Usyk in this video right here. Then I got a funny video coming, if not today, tomorrow. So, people are bashing Usyk for a poor showing in his first ever heavyweight match, which to me is ridiculous. Did Usyk look as dominant as he had been looking in cruiserweight? Maybe. Not really. Sort of. I don't know. It's all how you depend on how you look at it. See, Usyk really wasn't getting hit. He was kind of hesitant to fight. Chaz was in the process of eating a hot dog when he got the call. So he was out of shape. But this is what people got to keep in mind. Just as much as Chaz was ring rusted, so was Usyk. This is Usyk's first fight back since having an injury. So people forget that he was out of the ring for a significantly long time. So no matter who he fought, there's still going to be a filling out stage. It's not Usyk's fault that people got popped for PEDs. You know what I mean? That's not his fault. It's not his fault that he had to have a last minute replacement. And before people go, well, wait a minute, it was a cherry pick. Let's not forget Andy Ruiz. See, when you do a last minute replacement, you risk a loss, even if it's considered a cherry pick, because training camps, in my opinion, are not fat loss camps, and they're not get in fight condition camps. Real fighters should already be in fight condition year round. What a training camp should be is about studying your opponent. So for instance, you bring in several light type opponents to spar with for what you're going to fight. That way, by the time you get in the ring with them, you already faced that person 1,000 times, which is very little variation with them. That's what a training camp is really supposed to be about, which is another reason why I bring up Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart used to be like religious about this. He would make fighters watch films, sit down, watch the film of who they're going to fight and break down what they do wrong, the tendencies they do right, every little tick that makes them move. So when you think about that, Usyk had no chance to train for this guy, even though, like I said, he was eating hot dogs, drinking beer, getting fat. He looked bad in his last fight years ago. It doesn't matter because both men hadn't fought in a long time. So this fight right here really didn't prove or disprove anything to me with Usyk at heavyweight. The only thing that it really showed that I've been mentioning for a long time now that people are trying to argue with me about is Usyk is not a hard puncher. Yes, he has knockouts on his record, but he doesn't have knockouts from actually knocking people out. He's got knockouts on his record because normally, not this fight, but normally he swarms you. And when he swarms you, people can't really throw back because it's just a barrage that doesn't stop. And it just keeps pressuring, keeps coming, and they fight at a pace that they're not used to. So they get tired. And that's when Usyk normally knocks his opponents out. He's not a Deontay Wilder. He's not an Anthony Joshua. He's not a knockout artist in the sense of one-punch power. He beats you down. He wears you down until you can barely stand up, and then you fall. That is his fighting style. Not for those talking about, oh, he should have got a knockout, he should have got a knockout, he did get a knockout. He got a quarter stoppage, which is a knockout on your record. It's a TKO. If the referee says you don't want to continue, it's a TKO. If you do a quarter retirement or a quarter stoppage, it's a TKO because you can't finish the fight or you choose not to finish the fight. So he did get a knockout. What the fuck? Now, I've been very critical over Usyk, but I don't think he looked bad considering he was recovering from an injury. I think he needs to put on more weight. 215 is too small. I think when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury, he learned very quickly 215 was too small, and that's why you saw when he fought fucking Brazil, sorry for the cussing, that he put on weight to I believe it was 223. And he's continually trying to gain weight. He's looking bigger every time we see him. You've got to have enough mass to fight these guys who are 240, who are 250. This isn't like other weight classes where there's very little pounds that separate them. In boxing, the biggest jump that you have outside of cruiser to heavy is light heavy to cruiser. Outside of that, there's very little weight that separates each division. So, with that being said, he's still growing into this weight class. I see Usyk, and he actually, to me, looks softer than he normally looks, which only shows him laying off. Hell, I've been injured for the last 3 weeks, had surgery that I didn't talk about, and I've been lost 9 pounds just eating and not doing anything. So people don't realize how much muscle you waste by not being able to be active. It happens fast, and it takes a long time to get it back. So with all that being said, I think Usyk made a good account of himself, considering he had been away from the ring for as long as he had been away, and this is the longest he's ever been away for. Do I think he's ready for AJ? Do I think he's ready for Deontay Wilder? Do I think he's ready for possibly Andy Ruiz or Tyson Fury? I do not. I think with Usyk, they need to get a guy who is taller than him, because as a cruiserweight, he's on the taller side. So he needs to get accustomed to being the shorter fighter fighting a taller man, especially with him being a small man, because 215, and I believe he's 6'4", is really small. To put it in perspective, I'm only 5'10", and I used to be 210. Much less body fat than him, but I was 210, what I consider my biggest, at 5'10". So just think about that. 6 inches difference. He's not a big man. This is what I stress to people all the time. AJ's not a big man. Deontay Wilder is surely a small man. Tyson Fury is a decent sized guy, but he's not big when you look at other athletes in other sports who are the same stature. They're actually on the smaller side of where they could be. Weight isn't always everything, because when you become a heavyweight, see, this is what I like about heavyweights. There's really no such thing as a weight bully, because everybody's big. Everybody can be as big as they can come in at. Weight really makes a big difference when you're in a lower weight class, to where it's your biggest. Let's say you fight at 155, it's your biggest, you're coming in 165, maybe 170. Then you're fighting a guy like Canelo, who comes in 180, 185, because he's been on them clenbuterol steaks and whoever knows what else going into his system. You know what I mean? That's when you can really see that weight matters. When you get to heavyweight and the sky's the limits, really, truthfully, in my opinion, once you're about 205, 210, 215 pounds, you have the power to knock out people of any weight, because the human skull doesn't, your bone density can get a little bit denser, but it's not the same. You can get to a certain weight to where you can output enough force that no matter the size of the person you're fighting, you can knock them out, because there's human limitations to what the skull brain impact it can take. So all in all, I'm getting sidetracked and talking about other things. Back full circle, I think Usyk made a good account of himself. I think he looked decent. And I believe that his next fight should not be for a world title. I think he needs to get in the ring with a guy who's at least 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Even if they're a lower tier opponent and people want to call him a bum, it doesn't matter. He's got to get used to fighting shorter, because it's a whole different dynamic. Trust me, I know from boxing and being the shorter guy, I used to love fighting taller people, Hated fighting people my own height, and fighting people shorter than me was a breeze. But you have to get used to fighting somebody taller so you're not running into their straight right. So you're not running into their counter jab. So you know what to do when they lean back on you and they try to come with a swooping left hook, or if they're southpaw, coming with a swooping right hook. You've got to know how to work inside a taller man's body, keep them in your danger zone while they can hit you, but they can't put full torque on their punches because you're too close for them to fully extend their punch. So you can eat a punch and fire back a harder punch. You've got to learn things like that. And I think Usyk needs taller fighters to fight to get ready. Plus, these guys are going to be hitting harder than cruiserweights who weight cut, because when you weight cut, even if you come back, you're never in top peak condition. You're always negative 100%. You can mitigate how much you're negative, but you're never going to be 100%. So what I'm saying by that is every guy that Usyk's ever fought that's cut weight is coming in 90%, 85%, maybe 92%, but they're never going to be above 95% after cutting weight. When you come into heavyweight, unless it's an injury leading up to the fight, they're always 100% because they don't have to do anything to fight. They just walk in and fight. So that's my point, to get back from talking about all these other facts and dynamics of boxing, which I like to try to trickle in a little bit of knowledge for people wanting to get into the fighting game who possibly see my videos and want to do it. You know, that's why I trickle in these little tidbits. But like I said, and my favorite catchphrase, at the end of the day, because I seem to say that a lot when I listen to these back, at the end of the day, Usyk made a good account of himself. I think it's the same people who are looking for a second coming Floyd Mayweather, the same people being too critical over Usyk. He's moving up. Mayweather is the best of his era. How great he was against other eras, I don't know. I have my problems with Mayweather, but Mayweather by far should win Fighter of the Decade, as I made a video about. And there's no doubt that he is the best fighter of this current era, because I don't consider this era over till 2021 or 2020. We'll say 2020, this era dies. And still to this day, I believe Mayweather accomplished enough, beat enough of the guys who are still currently amongst the top, Pacquiao, Canelo, that he has proven that he was the best of this era. That's what I think about Usyk. Sorry for all the tangents. And like always, keep giving me them thumbs up. Please sub if you have not. It really helps the channel grow. And I will try to get back to doing live commentaries. Like I said, I've just been injured out of it. And for these past couple of days, I didn't want to put up any videos with all these boxers passing out of respect. Thank y'all again for watching.